Joining us from North Carolina University is head coach Hubert Davis, along with student athletes R.J. Davis and Armando Bacot. First, we're going to start with opening remarks from Coach Davis.
No, I was just really proud of the guys. You know, at the beginning, we talked about what it'll allow us to have success against a really good Florida State team, and we needed to get after it defensively. We needed to rebound the basketball, and we also talked about doing a better job of making the easy play and limiting turnovers, because the last time we played them, we had 17 turnovers, and I feel like that we definitely checked two of the boxes. Just their effort, energy, attention to detail defensively was good, and for us to dominate the boards on both ends, I thought that was a huge key for us, and allowing them to be successful out there on the floor.
Okay, we're going to open the floor for questions here on the right.
Hey, Luke T. Cockrell, I knew as an observer. Armando, we did not get 3-and-D Armando today, but it seemed like a very old school kind of back to basics performance. Was it important for you to kind of set that tone down low, not just because of the opponent, but because of the circumstances?
For sure. Going into this game, coach's game plan was to give me the ball and put a lot of pressure on them in the rim because they switch a lot. And going into this game, I just knew my approach was to get deep and try to score as easy as possible, whether that's posting up or getting offensive rebounds. And the guards, they did a good job of getting it to me.
Here in the front.
Coach Davis, Shane Holcomb, Newhouse Sports Media Center. Jameer Watkins has struggled now in both games that he played against you a little bit back a couple weeks ago, and now 12 points today after a 34-point outing last night. What was the game plan going into today in trying to stop his powerful offensive play?
Well, I mean, he's one of the better players in our conference. You know, his ability to attack the basket is real. I mean, he's got great size on the wing, athleticism. And when he gets to the cup, he has the ability to finish and also draw fouls and get to the free throw line. So it was a huge emphasis on us is, one, to defend him and make him hard for him just to catch the ball, not allow him to go to spots and space where he feels comfortable offensively, and to be able to do that without fouling him. And it's hard to do. And so it's, really a great credit to our wing players. Also our bigs just being in a position to stop him from getting straight line drives to the basket. And I thought that was a huge part for us of just us protecting the paint and not allowing them to get consistent points in the paint through penetration.
On the fourth row.
Michael Coe, WCHL, chapelboro.com. This one's for RJ and Armando. When you see Elliott diving on the floor for those loose balls and he comes up and he's got blood all over his leg sleeve, how much does that fire you up as a teammate to see him going all out like that?
I mean, it's affectionate. I think Ellie did a good job of just, like you said, diving on the loose balls, getting the 50-50 balls. But at the same time, he made it easier for his teammates. And, Coach Davis always said, we don't always have to live in secondary break if we could live in primary. And he did a good job of using his speed to get into the lane, making layups. And I think he did a good job of just playing an all-around basketball game today.
Yeah, I agree with what RJ said. When he dove on the floor, it really got us going. I thought in the first 4 to 6 minutes, we were kind of not doing our best defensively. Then after that, we really got going after that play.
Back row.
Rod Baxley, Fayetteville Observer. Hubert, obviously Seth was in the running for Sixth Man of the Year. It feels like he's starting to look more like himself coming back from that injury. What have you seen from him in these last few games?
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like, the last 3 or 4 games, he's playing the way that he played prior to him getting hurt, the way that he played in the first Duke game, where he was using his speed and his athleticism to be an impact on both ends of the floor. He's attacking the basket and using his athleticism to be able to finish defensively because of his just ability to be able to eat up the ball. I thought that was really impactful and huge for us, and so I agree with you. He's back at that level where he was playing since that first Duke game, and it's much needed. That type of energy and effort coming off the bench, that's a huge benefit for us.
Third row.
Shelby Swanson, Daily Tar Heel. This is a question for RJ. I was talking to Harrison in the locker room, and he described Armando not as 3-and-D, but as the quarterback of the defense. Could you just talk about his vocal presence and how important that is for you as a guard, for example, on ball screen defense, things like that?
Yeah, I mean, Armando does a good job of just talking early and communicating, not with myself, but just with the whole team. And his presence has been huge for this whole team this whole year. The way he's been defending, I know we switch a lot, so he's able to guard the smaller guards and but at the same time guard the post. So even when on ball screen coverages, he makes my job easier because I know he has my back and vice versa. So, and that's one of the reasons why he made the defensive team. So I definitely agree with Harrison of him being the quarterback of the defense because he's been showing it all year.
Starting up on the side.
Armando David Teal with the Times-Dispatch in Richmond. I saw some comments yesterday where you said that you guys are, quote, desperate to win this event. Why is that, given that you have bigger goals than this?
Well, it's something none of us have experience other than the coaches, and I mean, we feel like it's right there for the taking. So that's why we've been playing so hard, and we all just want to end the season off right.
Okay, fifth row.
Andrew Jones, Tar Heel Illustrated. This is for Coach. You guys had, at the 8-minute mark left in the first half, it was a 1-point game, and you guys went on a huge eruption. A lot of that was were in transition points. I think you scored 22 straight. What were the different variables that helped you guys get that 22-0 run on fast break points?
I thought we were at our best defensively during that stretch. We specifically talked about that prior to the game, that what should and needs to ignite us is our effort on the defensive end. And for us to be able to get stops and finish it with a rebound, that is what allows us to get out in transition. And so, our pace, that's where I felt like our pace got to where it needed to be with our guards, their ability to push the ball, bigs like Armando running down the middle of the floor. Our pitch aheads were good, but it starts with defense and rebounding. And, our guys, our team, we understand that. For us to be successful, for us to have a chance to be the best team that we can possibly be, it starts with defense and it finishes with rebounding, and that bleeds into us being efficient, especially in transition on the offensive end.
Fourth row on the end.
John Teitel from Hoops HD for Coach. You talked about being the best team. If you win this tournament, do you think you'll be a 1 seed next week? And how important is it to you to be a 1 seed next week?
Yeah, that's something that we don't think about, and that's something that we don't talk about. One of the things that we do talk about is focusing on what is real. And what is real now is our preparation to prepare us to play either Pitt or Wake Forest. And all year we have focused on the preparation and the process, and if we continue to do that, the results will take care of itself. And so that's been our focus all season and will continue for the rest of the season.
Here on the side.
RJ, Craig Heist, AP Radio. What's it like when you're kind of pulling away the last 5 or 6 minutes of that first half? You're doing everything right. You're getting to the hole, going to the free throw line, making shots. I mean, collectively as a team, what's that feel like?
I mean, it feels great. I think the whole team had a rhythm today, and we came out and set the tone early. But it started on the defensive end. That's what led to us making that run and kind of just reflecting on that energy a little bit. But, I mean, it feels good, especially when you're up big and everyone gets to play and everyone's contributing in so many ways. I mean, that's the type of games you want to play.
Fourth row on the side.
Adam Smith with Inside Carolina. Wanted to ask Armando what you made of the rebounding. It was 48-22 in you guys' favor. And also, could you take us inside some of those sequences late in the first half? I think you had 4 offensive rebounds there on the final possession, and there was the other possession where you're batted out to Harrison and it ends up with a Cormac 3. Just can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, we knew coming into the game that they were 14th in terms of allowing offensive rebounds, and we were number 1 or 2, one or the other. So we knew we had an advantage on the boards, and I think Harry early on, just how he was on the boards, it really pushed me, Jay Wash, and all of us to even get more. And you talk about that last play, that was a lot of fun, just all of us just getting rebounds and keeping the ball alive. It was a ton of fun.
Here in the back row.
Yeah, Jeremiah Holloway with Inside Carolina. This one's for RJ and Armando. I know you guys already talked about Seth and his impact off the bench, but with him, obviously Jalen Washington, Jalen Withers, they have, obviously different, skill sets than, you guys in the starting 5. How do you kind of see them change games and, impact games and really make games different when they're in the game?
Well, I mean, I think, all 3 of their impacts, help us. Seth was his intensity on the defensive end and his speed and athleticism to get downhill, and then Jay Wash with his his length, his ability to shoot from the outside floor, and Jay Witt, his athleticism and defensive. So I think all three of those guys have made key impacts throughout the whole year, not into today's game, but that's really what we feed off of. And to have guys come in and make an impact and make runs, that's huge for us, and that's winning basketball.
In the back in the corner.
Brendan Marks from The Athletic. Hey, Hubert. Just wanted to ask you, you mentioned it starts with defense for you guys. How have you seen Elliott progress as a defender, maybe from the time you started recruiting him to now, and embrace that part of his game and the importance of it?
Yeah, it's a big transition coming from high school and playing at this level. In high school, you may play defense when your guy gets the ball, and here it's just not going to work. The guys are just too talented, and so one of the things that we talk about all the time is at this level, you have to play defense before you play defense. And so Elliott is at every day is understanding how important and how good of a defensive player he can be. And that leads to him diving on loose balls and getting extra possessions, climbing into the ball, boxing out, talking on defense. And so you just continue to see that growth in him, and it's been fun to watch.
Second row.
RJ and Armando, you guys were able to play in the Bahamas earlier in November, 3 games in 3 days. You're going to probably face something similar here, playing twice in the span of, 24 hours. What's that process like, and what's the recovery, going to be like tonight?
It's huge for us because we know we'll be coming in playing to one or the other, Wake Forest or Pitt. So, and both of those teams are hungry, so it's important for us to get great recovery and then lock in on the scout.
Okay, we have time for one more question. Does anyone else have any questions? Ellen, give you a second.
Yeah, just a question for Hubert. Want to know if you have the data yet on your Oura Ring, how fast your heart rate got up to?
I didn't
wear it?
No, I didn't. I forgot to charge it. And so thank you for getting me in trouble with my wife. Okay.
You got him one of those? Did you get that from me?
No,
I had it first, yeah.
You did?
Me and James, we got one.
I'm following Armando. This is good.
I didn't know that.
That's awesome. Yeah. What do you need one for?
Hey,
I'm 53.
I like to track my sleep.
Yeah, she likes to track my sleep too. How much REM sleep do you get?
4 hours.
That's more than me. I'll put it on when I get back to the hotel room. Okay.
Okay, well, thanks so much.
Thank you.
And please note that both locker rooms are now closed.
I didn't know you had one. Yeah, I got. She bought. I got to ask you. She was